Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Episode von Journey to the Chateau hier aus dem Schloss de Colombe in Saint-Baudel. Die erste Etappe der Renovierung der Kapelle hat angefangen. Tolles Ergebnis ohne die wirkliche Renovierung.
Bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue à Journey to the Château de Colombe in Saint-Baudel.
Et c'est la première étape de la rénovation de la chapelle du Château. Oui. And now to our English-speaking friends from around the world.
Welcome to another episode of Journey to the Chateau. And this episode is about the Chateau Chapel.
Yeah, so we're actually, for the first time, showing the chapel. Mm-hmm. It is a small chapel. It's not the tiniest chapel. We know there's some that are way smaller.
We found out that there are some actually smaller than our chapel. Yes.
And we know there are people who think they have a chapel, but it's a garden shed.
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
No.
So this chapel was consecrated in 1644. That's pretty old. It's pretty much how old I feel in most mornings I get up. But she looks better. Donna and Mary came, and
Donna is one of our patrons.
Yes, and Mary is one of her dear friends, and those two ladies just dug in and cleared out what needed to be cleared out. They washed walls. They did. They worked wonders.
They did.
Get all this cleaned up too, right?
Yeah, please.
And this is all.
Go.
Well, no.
Well, the maples need to go because they are bad for the foundations.
Okay.
But they're so ingrown here.
I know, but that's part of cleaning the chapel.
So, you want to open it?
Yeah, there's the ATM on the door.
Yeah.
So it's Ave Maria.
Ave Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, it's adorable. Oh, wow. Wow. It's just, there's just so much we could do in here. And the same Ave Maria there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so you're saying that the floor, you think the wood on the floor, there's something under that?
We don't know.
Okay.
We have
All right.
no idea. There's a slab.
Here you can see. So this is stone here.
Gotcha.
And then this is where the wood starts, is over here.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's something there, but see, there was at some point a chimney.
Uh-huh.
So they had a little
Little
stove
heater in here.
so that no one would freeze during the maybe the servants before they got here. But this is totally fascinating, I think.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. I'm really quite pleased. I think this is a great, just to clean it up and kind of see what you have.
Right.
And
see, there's a whole
pulley
pulley system here that we don't know what that did. So when you pull this,
does that piece come down?
no, it just shifts over. What is beyond that hole? That
Oh yeah, it was to pull it and slide it to the side, wasn't it? It slides on a little track there.
So is that like an attic?
It would be some kind of a little empty space because it goes to a peak on the roof, so that would be that would be the empty space up above. Yeah.
Do you have a ladder tall enough to get up there? We'll have to see. Okay. Well, I think
we have one that John is using right now, but
Okay. Well, I think it's just a great project, and I think we should start cleaning it.
and sometimes when in the chat when someone says something, and I say I'm gonna light a candle for you,
Yeah.
So hence those are the glass,
Yeah.
so I can put the votives in there.
Right.
And we did actually with Tony and Jane the day after Queen Elizabeth died, they were here, and we actually lit candles and said a prayer to her, for her.
Oh, lovely. I love the altar.
Me too.
Isn't that fantastic?
It's really in pretty good condition too.
What we need to find is a marble piece that is big enough that fits right on top.
Yeah.
White marble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, see, the room was actually French grey, Stuart. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
And the consoles, they're really, really pretty.
Beautiful.
Now we
Do you
do.
think it was ever stone like that, or was it always plastered over?
It was always plastered.
Always plastered, okay.
Even the pigsties here were plastered. I'm not kidding you.
And so, is that electricity?
That's
Yep.
all dead. Yes.
It's dead though?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, maybe not so because
Oh, yes.
we are happy about that, but
Yeah, and these, well, that's a whole little thing that Stuart will build a frame eventually when we have no other urgent projects to do. But
right.
build a frame and then you can
right,
make stained glass windows.
Right. And this, do you guys know if there's anything in here? Is this your
I
pile?
don't, no, that's my dad's pile.
Your dad's?
Yes, he had.
That was from last year. He came in here and did a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. And where do we, like when you, in France, there's a special way you have to dispose of all this stuff, right? Or
Yes.
not? Or,
Yes.
okay, so do we,
So, let's see.
we have to separate?
That's a saw blade.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through it with my gloves.
But
Yeah, I suppose if there's metal pieces, we can pull the metal pieces and put them
Yeah.
out separately,
I'm
right?
gonna-
That is top. That's like the thing that goes across the top of a roof.
Yeah.
and it has
Is it iron?
gas iron and it has 2 holes in it.
Yeah, so look, you got some iron pieces here.
That was a lamp.
We won't throw any of that away, right? We're gonna keep
No,
it.
no. I mean, this is
We'll go through it.
fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I remember this correctly, at some point they had chickens in here.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be a great fun project, and Mary and I are thrilled to start it today.
That's an outshade. Well, it was.
Used to be.
And it was consecrated in what year?
1644.
And consecrated means that someone
the
came here
bishop came
and
and
Blessed it, right?
blessed
Yes.
it, which means you can still have mass here, right?
yes.
Yes, right.
Well,
Well, I couldn't because I
Wouldn't that
flunked seminary.
wouldn't that be wonderful someday to actually, oh, this thing is gonna look
Find a
wonderful.
couple of antique
Look, I
pews.
wonder what that is.
Yes. That looks like it all belongs to a lamp that came down at some point.
Yeah, maybe. We'll take a look at it. All right, well, I'm gonna go get my gloves on and get going. Well, we just gotta figure
What do you
out.
think we need for tools?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, the first thing
Shovel.
I'd like to do is get the floor,
Yeah.
and then I would like to do the walls, get all the stuff off the walls. But I will tell you, you guys, you need to tell us how you want us to do it, because I don't want to make any mistakes.
What?
And,
Quite
And
frankly, you
then at
can't
that
make
point-
many. Really.
well, I guess what I'm saying
It's-
is like, what product, like, you know, in the United States, when we go get a big bucket of bleach and start washing walls. I think here, I think we would at least want to get all the,
You gotta sweep them.
I would say you brush them down,
brush
right?
them down,
Mhm.
right? Brush
Yes.
them down.
And if there's really, really
Anything
loose
that's
plastic
loose.
that needs to go anyways.
You're good, you're okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, yes. See that whole corner. If that whole corner falls, because it's obviously there's been water damage.
Because that's helpful to get the plaster out.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
because it's not gonna. You're not gonna be able to keep it on there. It's
Right.
gonna fall off when you have to redo it anyway. So.
Basically, it's like, it's demo day, right? That's what this is.
That, yes.
Sort of is. Yes. Yeah.
Probably be a couple of days, demo day.
Yeah.
And then,
Yes.
and this will be exciting to see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna really transform the floor here, isn't it? To actually see the floorboards and yes.
And that'll be a
Okay.
wonderful thing. We will come and
Yeah.
get you and say it's time to look at the floor when we get it all
Fantastic.
clean. Yeah, it's great.
Now, so yes, so we need to separate here metal.
Metal,
All the plaster and the wood boards can go. Okay, let's have a look.
Okay.
So we got rid of a lot of the stuff on the walls
Yes.
and cleaned up the door. Obviously there was some shrubbery here.
Yes.
Just a little. Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
A level.
So this was very interesting to me that the front door actually had the same emblem as the altar. So I would say that was what, Ave Maria?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Nice. The door's in pretty good condition, but I say perhaps we could refurbish it quite a bit.
Yeah. And the step looks great. We got everything cleared off from around the step, which now looks
Yeah. Oh
my
fantastic.
God.
Yeah.
Looks great.
So all this has been cleared except I needed Patrick's height for that. And
You can borrow it anytime.
okay, all right. So we basically we spent a lot of time washing the walls, and they've actually turned out to be quite pretty. Kind of a blue gray, French gray. We did wash the windows, and I know that Stuart, you were talking about wanting to do some stained glass.
Yes, I would like to put stained glass in it.
So
This window is actually missing, so
Right.
let's replace them with actually
Right.
stained glass. Yeah.
But the good news is now you can see out of them.
Yes, that's great.
And
So much more light in here now, actually.
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful chapel. There's so much we can do with this. But the good news is we have it sort of cleaned and ready to go to the next step.
Yeah.
Regarding the altar, I was surprised to see that when we started to scrub it, we saw a beautiful blue. At first I thought this was a marble insert, but it's not. Whoever painted this had some really good talent and painted it so that it looked like it was marble.
Yeah,
right?
like they did in the front
Right.
as well. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So what they did was they put in black slate. I think this is slate.
Yes.
And then they had black here. And what happened is when I started to scrub this, I was scrubbing off the black. So I decided to just clean it
Right.
knowing
right.
that we would probably sand that down and maybe repaint it. I don't know. But it is black. It just.
Yeah, but it looks like they might have sort of done that to match the slate floor, right?
I
So
agree.
sort of the dark,
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
It's hard to say what dates these go back to,
Yeah.
because you have actually this level, and I was trying to understand why it would go down. Like why there would be this indention here.
Right. Right.
I don't have an answer for that, but yeah. So then the same emblem is visible here. That is in the front of the door, and once I started cleaning this, it's just actually a really pretty blue. Obviously, we're going to want to repaint it, but
But very carefully with very
Yeah.
faint.
yeah.
So not
Yeah,
to
just
make
to
it
kind
look
of-
new, just
Right.
I
Right.
mean, I actually think this itself is beautiful.
Oh, yes, it is.
With a new or something.
Like it's some kind of a
here.
top for
white it's a
marble.
white marble top.
Yeah.
Right. If you come over here, the same thing. You have this blue here. So someone painted this blue, and
Yeah, they were sort of trying to match what was going on in the front,
Right.
and doing it
Right.
with paint.
Right.
And they did they did a great job.
yeah. I just think it's beautiful. And so then what we did is I actually went up above and I took a broom and just got all the dead stuff down and
All the
everything fell.
yeah, the flaked
all
flaked
that.
paint and everything. Yeah.
Now, I think what would be beautiful is I think you showed me, Stuart, that you wanted to paint it, and I just think that would be amazing.
Awesome.
Now, what we didn't do was we didn't open this up, which we could possibly do that tomorrow, but there's a way to slide that thing back, and that's the attic, and I don't know what's up there, but I would imagine it's just a bunch of hay or, just a bunch of
Maybe it's
stuff.
about.
Or maybe
I'm sorry,
Oh, you know,
it makes me cry.
We don't know.
it could be. Actually, it could be.
It's
Um,
might think it's ridiculous, but
Or
that's
we may find out that you
did, so I'm.
are you happy? Oh my God, you are. Oh, that's wonderful.
Absolutely amazing.
Well, no,
and we may find out that we saw pieces of lamps and things in here. Maybe we may find out. I mean, you see the electrical going up or things.
yeah.
It was a hanging light that was hanging
Yeah.
down from the center,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I have a tall enough ladder that tomorrow I would like to go up and pull this back and see. But the bones are good. Now the floor, what's interesting about the floor is I thought maybe I would find some beautiful stone that perhaps would show up because the altar, if you see, is at this level.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't find it.
Actually, I can tell you where these stones come from. They come from a front hall because the previous owners replaced the slate because it was deteriorated.
They did, and that's also why there's a couple of white ones in there as well,
Why?
because
Why
it's
are
white
there
and
white
black.
Because
Yeah.
two of the white, a few of the
It's a white and black checkerboard in the front hall of the dining
Okay.
room.
This is our hall
So,
floor.
Yeah.
what you guys are gonna have to decide, and whatever you decide will be lovely. I've already seen some of your ideas. Is what do you want to do with this wood floor, and do you want to keep it? Because I haven't really cleaned it. I started over here.
Look, that's more parquet floor.
Right, and you can see that must have been something that was already replaced anyway,
this is-
because these are big planks here, and that was already replaced with something smaller, right?
But over here,
So
the
this
reason this looks
the
like
terracotta.
this, Stuart, is because I needed, first of all, when I walked in here, this was already kind of here, so this was our problem area.
Right.
This is where the wood had rotted, and I believe it came from here.
Right.
And you can see that water came down, this is green, and you guys
Right.
had told me that you knew about that, right?
Yeah, there is
Yes.
some water that comes in there still, so we need to fix that.
Right.
Yeah, priority.
So this was actually good for me because it allowed me to explore whether or not there was a ace in the hole with a great, beautiful,
Old stone floor underneath.
and I
yeah.
don't see it. I went down fairly deep, and I thought, okay, go down as deep as what you see where the level of the altar is, and I didn't see anything. We can explore it further, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, and what we see here, the debris mostly is because you can see here that there was stones that were put down here, and that was to support
That
the
was
wooden
to
floor.
support. So what happened is they did these like
Right.
this, and a lot of them have fallen apart. And I found old wood, like right here. Here's a piece of the hardwood in here.
Right.
So I think we just need to make a decision on what we want to do with the floor.
Yes.
And once we do, we can take out this floor. Maybe you guys decide you want to put in all new tile, which your tile, based on what you chose for your
Right.
kitchen, your expertise is wonderful.
Right. I mean, and one idea that we might do is, we do have other places in the chateau where we are redoing floors.
Right.
We could actually put the tomates in here that we
so
get from
like-
other parts
Yeah,
of.
so the original floor here
That's a tomat floor. That's
is terracotta.
which is that's a terracotta tomat floor inside the building.
Right.
And we've got plenty of rooms in the chateau that are like that.
Right. But isn't
And-
this interesting that there's this one? right
That is very interesting.
So I think at this point, what you have to do is make a decision is historically, I don't know that there's a whole lot to preserve. I think we can take this and make it amazing. And
Yeah, yes.
with what your ideas are and some of the things that you want to put in here, it's going to be beautiful.
I think that's very, very
Yeah.
true. I'd rather take the slate that was repurposed out of here and use it somewhere else in the chateau.
Yeah.
Take the wood floor out, although this looks like has been here for what, at least 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
And then redo the terracotta floor. And we've
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
a couple of places where they reclaimed terracotta tomates. These big tomates in the space, the beautiful red with the blue ceiling with the gold stars.
Well, we haven't showed the viewers that yet, but
That's true.
You both bought a beautiful holy water font
Yes.
that you have in your that you just showed me. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Sure.
It is a beautiful blue. It's something that I have seen as a Catholic many times in churches. As a matter of fact, one of the churches I go to back in Kansas City has that ceiling. It's a beautiful blue with gold like stars. I think that would be just amazing in here. And the
Yes.
nice thing about this is, if you want to replaster these walls, you can do all kinds of things with that.
Yes, absolutely.
You can do the Stations of the Cross. You could do stenciling. There are many people that can stencil beautiful. We would historically try to figure out what that would be.
Right.
But it would just be lovely. And I think the simple chapel could end up being a huge part of your chateau.
Yeah.
And it is true that the simplicity of this space
Yeah.
really gives you kind of the moment to step back and reflect
Absolutely.
and contemplate.
Absolutely.
And that's when it's not about you or oneself, but you can actually meditate in here and
Yes.
pray.
Yes.
And that's what we wanted to come back to, because this is original to the chateau, and it is absolutely essential that we restore and it doesn't need to be consecrated again, because it has never been.
It still is,
consecrated.
yeah.
It is
Right.
consecrated chapel.
Right.
I'm studying here with a glass of wine.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
the Catholics give out wine.
Exactly,
after
cheers.
communion. Right. And Stuart, I think you said that you were going to try to do some stained glass
I am. Just off the top of my head, I was thinking because they've made such a point of Ave Maria. That might be nice as part of incorporating it into the stained glass as well.
When you do this, Stuart, will you be building a whole new frame, or because it would be so nice if we could open these windows, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And then because it is the Chateau de Colombe, and the Colombe is doves, that would be a perfect symbol to actually be putting in as a religious symbol for the stained glass.
Right, and so obviously we do want to get something a little more significant here. And that's not a joke to Our Lady.
Right.
But I don't know if we want to keep these. If we do, maybe we can build them out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they have the lovely leaf on the bottom of it. They're actually quite nice.
I started to clean those, and they're lovely.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit something a little more significant.
Yes, that seems to be what they're for anyway, right? They're
Right.
really
Yeah.
might be for statues. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really a great opportunity for a beautiful chapel to come. And I think that this week we've worked on it really hard, and we have it ready for the next step.
Yes, you've done a great job. Thank you so much,
it's my
both of
pleasure.
you,
Are
for
you
coming
kidding?
here and doing this.
It's a dream. It's wonderful. Thank you.
You can see Donna and Mary did such a fantastic job of cleaning up everything and discovering new things in the chapel that we didn't even know.
Yes. I mean, the faux marble paint on the altar.
Yeah, who knew that was even there?
No, and
Right.
I think most people don't know that in the 16th and 17th century, it was actually more expensive to have artisans paint marble on surfaces than
Right.
it was to actually get marble, because that was cheaper. So it's one of those things I've learned, I don't know, in a Renaissance chateau in northern Germany in the 1970s. It's very sad, but it stuck with me my entire life. Anyways, there's clearly a good plan for the chapel at this point.
Right. And Donna is so passionate, and you heard her go through all the things that she would like to do to help us with the chapel, with the windows and the altar and the statuary. Right.
And the pews.
And the pews, yes. If we can actually find some, that would be fantastic.
Well, she went to Amboise, to the cloister where Leonardo da Vinci spent his last, 10 years, I think. Don't hold me to that, but he passed away there. And anyway, so she said there is a small chapel that I do not remember. I've seen it last time a long time ago, and she said that would be perfect. So we are trying to figure out how we can get a truck to steal them. I'm kidding. But there is definitely a plan, and I think that's fantastic. And we do have an option to buy a crucifix, which is about this tall, and it's
That's not helpful at all.
and it is from 1640, from a monastery in Poland. So we're trying to figure out how we can afford that, because it's not in the budget.
Right.
And we talked about that with Donna too, and so it was and Mary, and it was just fantastic. And I have to say that they have such a wonderful energy and drive. And we miss you both.
Yeah.
On that note,
Yes.
if you like this episode, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, recommend us to your family and friends, or forward the blog. I don't know what next week episode is about.
Well, we'll find out next week.
Okay.
We did have, let's just say, we had a visit.
Oh, we had a visit. So, okay, so enough said.
Okay, that's it.
I was just, anyways, having said that, thank you so much for watching.
And we will see you on Wednesday.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Au revoir.
Goodbye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please use the like feature to let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Journey to the Chateau YouTube channel if you would like to see more. Once you've subscribed, you can tap the notification bell in order to ring it, which will allow you to receive all notifications from our channel. Thank you.